Your child, Leparalak. Your child is your best teacher when it comes to adapting your sovereign state in your family, in your legacy. Yes, as a farmer of the new legacy that is bestowed upon you, you will be given liberty of mandating the personalities that you breed in your family. That rhymed in a way, but I guess things are just the way they are. I'm a rhythmic individual after all, so yeah, my palate seems to be doing its thing sometimes, but oftentimes on your end, the responsibility of raising an individual in their godly state, where their ego is not well developed enough to create fortitudes or barricades or barriers to prevent them from harming themselves or thinking logically. Those types of psyches haven't been well developed in their neuron, their system, their way of being. It hasn't been there yet. So you are given the liberty of mandating that legacy that you created. Yes, it's a legacy, Leparalaga. You created a being with yourself and combined it with somebody else. And now your information of your lineage is inside that being you create. So pay attention to the following, Leparalaga. I know, I'm not in the liberty of guiding parrots and such. I observe energy and how it behaves in reality, so that you can better understand why certain things okay. So it's easier for you to understand why I do what I do, why they do what they do. It'll make it a bit more simpler to digest. So, your child, Leparalak, there will be a time in your life where you are given this piece of device, this vessel that's going to grow with the family. Yes, it has a spirit inside it. Yes, it has a universe inside it that's going to be managing its own talents, things like this. And then when you get inside this particular psyche of this individual, you'll be noticing a few things at their development stages. Not at their infant stages, but at the stage where they can communicate to you with grunts, with sounds that have no meaning of any sort concerning verbiage, things like this. So when your toddler starts speaking, for instance, there'll be things that you pick up. In your new sovereign mindset in this new world that we are all living in, here are things you're going to pick up as a parent, raising a god in your household. Firstly, you're going to notice that your child will start developing value around the things they see. They'll have things they cling to with their life. They'll hold on to them. If you take it away from them, they'll cry. That's valuable to them. It has no name. They don't know what to call it. They just love holding it somehow. And that's their own psyche developing a holistic approach of feeling comforted, even when you're not there as a parent. So they'll be holding on to a teddy bear, a small, chewy toy, or something delicate like fabric. They'll be holding on to such things, and they'll hold on to it for dear life while sucking their thumb, Leparalak. And as they do this, it's a beautiful place because you're raising a child who is also identifying themselves with the world. They are valuing and attaching themselves to things now. And as a parent, you're noticing this. You're noticing that this child is attached to these types of objects. They might not know the color of them, the name of them, or anything, but their energy resonates with that object. Study that. Because their natural spirit is allowing that to okay. Maybe it's the softness. So you as a parent, be softer because your child loves touching softer things. So have softer fabric on your body. Observe the nature of the child and what their needs are at that time. I'm telling you. Then the next thing is, as they grow up, you're going to notice that their value in things increases. There'll be two types of value systems they start going through. And this phase confuses many parents, the paralog. This is the phase where you are trying to establish or instill discipline in the toddler there while also loving them. But they are not seeing you behave this way. They are noticing you change character now and then, depending on their values and the ones they present to you. For instance, doesn't your child ever come to you? And as they come to you, they are asking maybe for you to open up this thing. They could come to you with a snack or anything that requires a little bit of more firm grip or more action, but it requires your assertion in such a way. You take what the child has and you open it up for them, or you give it back to them the way they want it. It could be anything, Lepar. They walk away feeling pleased, right? That thing that they ask you to open or help them with, they value that thing. It's affirmed with their psyche now. They are learning how to be pleased with the things they want. They are learning how to protect and have boundaries over the things they want. Now, scenario number 2, that child is going to come and then they'll be holding something you don't want them to hold. like a bottle that's dangerous, a bottle that can easily crack and break, and they are walking bare feet. They could be holding a knife, for instance, that's very sharp. And they could be holding anything that's malicious to their integrity in a way. And you can look at them in that regard, Leparalak. And you can stop them from holding it longer and watch how they cry. That child is attaching their value to everything they touch. But to you, you're teaching them that your value must be well placed. Some things are harmful, but the child doesn't understand your language yet. The child doesn't see the world the way you see it. The child is looking at mommy in a different way, or daddy or the caretakers in a different way. They're looking at them like, this person, I showed them that thing and they allowed me to have it. Now I show them another one and I can't have it. That's when the child cries. That's when they feel disgruntled in a way. That's when many of them, the introverted ones in the family, they walk away almost about to cry. They're not going to run around, do drama, scream. They're not extroverts. No, they are introverts. They cry within. But it's new to them, that feeling, because it's confusing, Leparalak. The child saw two things happen. The child held on to something. You gave them permission to hold it with your behavior. No words. Second time, you took it away. They are not sure what the hell happened, to be honest. They are not. And some parents in the state of raising a sovereign being, they look at the child like a nuisance. They don't look at them like, hey, I'm raising a God who can easily be a prophet in the house. Simple things like this. They don't look at the child like this. They don't say, God is with this child 24/7. This child is just curious. They want to know what he sees. They want to. But you should mandate yourself in that regard, not looking at them as a human. They're not human yet. You're going to train them to be human. You're going to condition them. You're going to program them to be humans. They are still a God in a vessel discovering the world, their simulation. Their pride is attached to the things they touch. What they touch, they believe is theirs. If it looks good, if it makes them laugh, that's their value system. That's their first emotion. So they enjoy touching something new and you took it away from them. And now they cry in the corner. Now they scream, roll around on the floor. They do a lot of behaviors to show you that they are confused, and the feeling they are having of disappointment is causing a little bit of anger issues within them. You as a parent must look at it from that degree, that God gave me a sovereign being. How do I now maintain this thing over here? And then from then on, you can give them things that resonate. Replace the adult ones with the child ones. And this is when you start getting your child a kitchen set. Instead of holding plastic cups and such, you're aligning their energy. You're letting them know that, hey, there's a difference between that steel one and this plastic one. The child will see that they both look the same. There's a spoon, it's plastic and the steel. But at this stage, you are teaching them placement of values. You are guiding their psyche. You're teaching them playful things that look like adults and things that are for adults. Already the child develops a duality within, that these are my toys, these are mommy's toys. The child doesn't know your objects, but they can tell those toys are always there. And whenever I touch them, something happens. That's you as a sovereign being mandating your child with boundaries now. They will learn to protect what's theirs. Hence, they will start crying and coming to you and complain about their things. And they'll maybe stop others from playing around with yours. They'll understand the separation as boundaries. They'll be balancing their own dualities. That as much as I'm curious about such and such, there are boundaries. That is mommy's, that is daddy's, that is granny's, that is who, that is mine. And that is the pet's what. Things like this, Leparalak. But this is your sovereign state now operating at this extent. You know that the child is going to display curiosity from an imaginary state. So those imaginations is them looking at timelines. That's why they can play with themselves. Yes, your imagination is a portal browser. You are browsing portals when you imagine things, Lepar. You are browsing. It's like you're online. The world is replicating who we are as humans. You have a browser on your PC, on your phone, and then you can browse portals in your own mind. Same thing. The difference is we don't command ourselves with specific instructions. It's easy for us to type a specific keyword on a search bar there on your browser, but it's not easy for us to tell ourselves, thank you, Spirit, but it's not easy to tell ourselves keywords or commands that are direct when we search our own portal, Leparalak. 9:33 on the clock. That is very important to say. So the way your child, the way you raise your legacy, Leparalak, you'll be looking at things in a different way. That's what I wanted to emphasize. Excuse the long example. But this is you, chosen ones. You're raising your family with sovereignty now. You're teaching them honorability, responsibility while they're at an early age. And you're not doing it viciously. So, lola paralak.